Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in New Jersey. From the biggest mountain view to the mountaintop of the highest point of New Jersey and the highest point of Southern California. It is Scotty's Beverly Hills Michael J. Fox Studios.
You know nothing about geography.
You are stretching here. You are stretching here, bud.
Seriously.
In the someplace that's high in the mountains somewhere and something.
Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch.
Peter, I feel your pain, Peter. We've all been there. Married men, we've all been there.
Sure.
But I'll fill you in with what he said. His wife is watching 90 Day Fiance, so he's like, God, please help me. We've all been there. It's a show. It's a terrible show that wives make husbands watch. Yeah, you do. Or you just need to settle up, put the earbuds in, and watch the podcast because it's going to be about the same amount of time. We got an hour there. We got an hour for this, and at least we'll be entertaining and not blab about relationship problems, unless we're talking about the relationship between our love for this team and how they sometimes break our hearts, but they can come back and redeem themselves. So there you go.
Yes, they absolutely do.
Oh, Ted says, hi, Sam. Hi, Tom. Ted saying hi to everybody. Hi, Ted.
Is it Ted or Tom?
What's up, Ted?
Ted said hi, and then he said hi to Tom, and he said hi to you. But what's up to Tom? What's up to Ted? What's up to Codex? What's up to Michael? What's up to Peter? What's up to everybody? Felix? Everybody. How's everybody doing?
Everyone tuning in on this lovely Sunday night. Actually, not so lovely. It's raining outside my window. I don't know what it's doing with you guys, but
oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, it's
presented by Ant Crew Brew, where we make many memories together, one crew at a time.
We're off to a banner start today.
That's okay. Hey, we worked a lot in the last week. There's been a lot going on, a lot of games going on.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Going on.
Especially American whiskey. Last couple nights.
Please have a conversation between Sam's Italian characters and Scotty's Christopher Walken.
Oh man, Peter, we need. I'm tell you, fellas, I don't want that more, Nico.
Take the you gotta take the punctuation out of everything you say. Oh my God, I know you're here for you.
The only prescription is more Nico.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Well, there you go.
I'll take more Nico.
Interject the captain back in the lineup, and boys, I don't think it was a mere coincidence that this team came alive as soon as Nico was brought back into the lineup. It was kind of very poetic that he came back against the same team that knocked him out back in October. So I thought it was very fitting that he came back and he was able to play. He was able to give it a go, and you know what? Not only did he go out there and play, he gets a goal and assist, and the team played different. And I mean, for various reasons. It's not just because of like the emotional support or lift that they felt from the captain being there. Obviously having, your centers healthy down the middle gives the wingers a little bit more freedom to do what they need to do. But yeah, boys, I don't know. As soon as I saw that he was going to be in the lineup yesterday, I got so pumped. And I haven't been really excited to watch Devils hockey lately, but it definitely put a spark in me as a fan. So I can imagine what it did for the team.
Well, someone actually played defense. Our best defender is obviously our top center there. So Dougie Hamilton at a position, someone was actually back to cover for him all the time now. So it really does make you appreciate. That's what we were talking about on Devils After Dark, and hence the whole, we got a fever. We need more Nico sayings coming along, because he really did. I mean, he was back. That 200-foot game, that presence on and off the ice, you can see a difference in this team. And we've always thought, Jack Hughes was front and center, but you really see the Nico effect when he's not there and when he is there. And I know it was against the Sabres, but they beat the Sabres the way they should have beat the Sabres. This wasn't a 2-1, down to the wire, last minute. Oh, they just barely hung on for the win. This was,
scored
this was
first.
Domination. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is
We actually scored
ass-beating.
we scored 4 times in the first period.
In the first period,
I
I
know.
know. At the first period ending 4-0, it's like, who the hell is this team? It was just it was wild. It was wild. Like I turned it on, I was watching it online. And just the offensive output in the first period, it's like, holy, like who is this team?
Yeah.
It was just wild. And I was like, okay, well, this is good. So let's see how the rest of this goes. They chase the starter out of the net. Devin Levi gets some time in goal, after the first period. I know Buffalo is not one of the top teams in the league by any stretch. But sometimes you just kind of need that game to get you going. And here's hoping that this is that game. I think Nico coming back, like you said, poetic justice, Beer Baron, maybe it was a little bit of, retribution for him. I know Brendan Smith is stepping up to do something other than make mistakes. He's taking good penalties as far as I'm concerned. Getting into that fight was a good penalty to take. Someone standing up for Nico. And I know we had joked around beforehand, and I believe you texted all of us saying, all right, who's gonna do something tonight? And I was seriously thinking that no one would do a single thing.
Yeah, Brendan Smith definitely garnered a lot more fan favor after last night's game. And I think that was also leading into the game, some of the things he said off of the ice that people were starting to not hate on him as much. But yeah, go ahead, Scotty. You look like you got something to say. Go.
Well, I mean, obviously he heard about how, we had him destined to be selling chicken tenders up in the 200s concession stands. Sam, do we have the picture from Alan? And then Sam?
I might have it. Oh, give me 1 second here. Courtesy
You had it yesterday. Did you lose
well,
it?
Yeah.
Well, it's a different studio. It's a different studio.
Should have it on your fingertips there, producer Sam. But by the way, Scotty, I listen. If Ted wants to know, and he's been begging to find out, have you had the Crew Brew yet?
No, Ted, I have not. Out here in Cali, it is not for sale out here just yet. But as soon as I get back to Jersey, I definitely plan on trying one and having a bunch. Hopefully with you, all down at American Whiskey. But yeah, Brendan Smith should never play defense again because he can't. There he is! There he is. Look at that. With the Devils After Dark menu, selling the chicken nuggets up in the upper decks there at the Prudential Center. And I do believe someone was sampling the chicken nuggets.
What a bargain!
Do we have
for
that
Prudential
picture as
Center?
well?
$5.99 for chicken nuggets at a Prudential Center is a bargain and a half.
That's the Devils After Dark discount. There he is. And see, there is the guy who was right there. He was the first customer to buy from Brendan Smith.
Confirming that report.
Those chicken fingers.
Confirming that report. Concession stands are opening up upstairs at the Prudential Center.
Yeah.
At the Rock. Yeah.
But, Brendan Smith should never play defense again. He should only be on the wing. And we came up with, what was our Brendan Smith hat trick? A minor penalty, an assist, and a goal against. 6 chicken nuggets, I think.
Sold.
I think that was our Brendan Smith hat trick. A minor penalty, an assist, and a goal against. I think that's what it came down to. So, but yes,
Sam,
that was a revelation. Good for Brendan Smith for stepping up, playing a real good game. Besides, going after Connor Clifton, he played a really solid game all around. He had a number of offensive opportunities. He helped keep the puck in the zone. And then again, we know it's the Buffalo Sabres, but this is the way this team should have played against the Buffalo Sabres. They should blow them out 7-2.
Yeah, they should have played that way against the Blue Jackets the night before. But
yes, they should have.
They just couldn't. So everybody that was like, "Oh, it's a bottom-feeding team," but guess what? They lost to a bottom-feeding team the night before. So
yeah, this is the way they should have been playing for a while. but I think it was
maybe
it's been 8 games. I think I saw prior to last night. 8 games where Jack and Nico have played together, and I think the record was like 5-2-1 or something like that.
Yeah, 5-2-1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Nico was out for 11 total, I think it was.
it really just shows how much Nico means to this team, and having him there and having him on the bench and having him physically lead that team out onto the ice and and then on the ice during the game is huge. And we're really seeing the impact that he has. And I really think, though, that we've also seen the impact of what happens when we lose these players too, which is always a worry, especially come playoff time, should there be injuries. There are injuries in the playoffs. I mean, you saw what happened to Florida when Kachuk went down. And we don't want to have to do the same thing. So I'm glad we went through this now, and maybe we can learn from it, and hopefully things are just better going forward from here.
And I don't know about you guys, but it's definitely something that, Sam and I have been talking about on Devils After Dark, but the constant growth of one Alexander Holtz has been, really, really noticeable. I don't know if you guys caught that little stat. Who led the team in hits against Detroit? Alexander Holtz. He had 4. Yeah. He's starting to play physical. Remember when we were scouting him, we talked about him playing on the bigger ice surface in Sweden and it being easier to get open. He got open in the middle of the slot yesterday, like about 4 times, and had some. I mean, he scored on one of them, but he had these really high danger opportunities here, and you see him starting to, get acclimated to the speed of the NHL, but getting back on the back check, using his physicality as well.
Minutes.
He's getting more minutes. Because he's been more responsible defensively.
He's earning those. Yeah. And that little...
I'm just so happy about this.
Yeah, that little goal that he scored yesterday that's the second goal he's had this year where the puck has come out from behind the net and he just blasted home. So...
Wide open in the slot.
You know what?
Like, he's finding those ways.
Yeah.
And that was an even strength goal, too. That wasn't even like, it was on a power play, No, that's even strength goal. That he's being able to find those openings, which is key to his game. Getting open for that rocket shot. As we all know, Sam Wu has said, Alexander Holtz will have more goals than Ovechkin by the end of his career. So, hot takes with Sam Wu. Hashtag hot takes with Wu. So he's begun. Yeah,
he has begun. Send all your hate tweets at Primetime Sam Wu, and voice your displeasure with his hot takes.
Pancakes with Sam Wu. Yeah, that too, Stephen Engel. But don't tell Mrs. Wu about it, all right? We've been trying to hide that fact, all right?
Oh, she's well aware. She's well aware. When we drove into the arena the other day, oh boy. I said, no, Sam eats salad. Every time I see Sam, he's eating a salad. It's not a big deal. And she just stared at me and then said, I can grab the wheel and end all of us right now. And I said, all right, whoa. Relax. He does dabble in an occasional steaks once in a while. All right. But Holtzy's looking better. I mean, listen, is this team, and I'm reading all the comments and I'm just kind of looking down, and Mo Dean has a lot of very valid points saying the team is not ready to contend for a cup yet. There's a lot to clean up. 1,000%. You can't go off of one victory, even though, it was a shellacking of the Buffalo Sabres. You can't sit back and be like, this team's ready. They're good. They're done. It's good now. We could be okay. Everything just move forward. It's good. Everybody's all right. No more panicking. It's no, they need to string a bunch of these games together. They got to start winning multiple, let's go on a good, I don't think they need to do a 13-game heater, although that would be great. But, hey, let's win 3-4 in a row. Let's start, instead of losing, if you win 3 in a row, you lose 1, you lose, win 2 in a row. Start to put together this winning culture and get back into how they were last year. I don't think they lost, except for that 6-game losing streak. But after that, I don't think they lost any, or they lost 3 games in a row. I could be wrong about that, but this team just needs to start being more consistent on the ice. Listen, once they have a full complement of their players, Nico being back, Timo coming back, everybody healthy and out there, I think you're going
Lazar
to see
now.
a different team. And Lazar too, and possibly Halla too. So
That's right.
You know,
Was there a report on him? I didn't even see. Because he
you know
didn't
what?
come
I
back
didn't
for
get
the
to-
third period.
today.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
But I didn't get a follow up on that, so maybe we can dig around on that one, or maybe somebody else
If
has the
anyone-
answer out there.
Yeah, if anyone on
Yeah.
YouTube knows a report about it, let us know, because I didn't even see any. But yeah, I mean, we are so banged up, and I don't want to use that as an excuse, but you obviously see the difference in this team. With a Jack Hughes back in the lineup, with a Nico Hischier back in the lineup, you get Timo back. Let's see what happens with Curtis Lazar, Thomas Noshik. Those are big bottom six players right there. That have had a positive effect on our team so far. And we've talked about the defense being young. Luke Hughes, he's, what is he, 19, 20? He's going to make mistakes.
Somewhere
You
around there,
see-
yeah. And we knew that coming in.
you
We knew that coming into the
Yeah.
season.
Same thing with Kevin Ball. I mean, we talked about it. Kevin Ball is not Ryan Graves. Maybe one day he'll get to be there, but he is not Ryan Graves yet. Just because they're, roughly the same size and play a stay-home defense, Kevin Ball is still making some mistakes, and he's still learning on the fly as well. So,
Yeah.
And then you have Nebix is going to be coming along as well. We were obviously exposed without Nico and Dougie Hamilton. I mean, there were so many blown assignments with him and without Nico being around. And you realize how much Nico covers, on that defensive side.
And not just that, I think the accountability of your captain being on the bench versus in the press box, maybe showing up into the locker room. He's the captain for a reason. And that accountability of having him right there, and he's going to say something versus, while he's watching, it's totally different when you have that voice on the bench versus having that voice up in the press box. It's totally different.
Mm-hmm. And the goaltending has been better too. I mean, the game against the Blue Jackets, Akira Schmid played really well.
He played
and
well.
I think Vanacek played awesome as well against Buffalo yesterday. Like, he only faced 12 shots, but the two that went in, that one tip from Opozo that was like up high, and he had to reach out, and it went back the opposite direction. Man, you can't put that on the goaltender there. He stopped everything that he should have, and so did Akira. I thought both of them played really well.
When you're playing your defensive roles, your goaltenders will look better, and those weak goals won't impact as much of when you have the total defensive breakdowns, because everyone makes mistakes, goalies included.
Yeah, and
what?
going back
Did
to
you just say goalies make mistakes? I don't believe we heard.
I've made plenty. I've made plenty, and I will point out mistakes. But it's weak goals always look worse when your team is playing poor defensively, and it just it sucks.
Circling back to Luke Hughes, though, one of the things that you saw in last night's game too is his ability to turn on the offensive skill. And I mean, that goal that he scored to put the Devils up 7, I think at the time 7-2, right? If you watch the play develop and you watch how his edge work and just how he just moves and is able to just find a little pocket, very similar to how Jack does, finds a little pocket and just his shot so quick and just boop right off the stick.
Far side shot.
Oh, it's beautiful. And the thing about him is, listen, point wise, I mean, he's up there. If he starts to tighten up his game, he could be one of those guys that could be, contending with his brother, or contending with a Cal McCarr, or contending with an Adam Fox for the Norse. The kid's offensive side is looking fantastic so far. Shoot, he might even, if he keeps it up, if he keeps his numbers up, he could be contending for the Calder as well. I don't know. I think everybody's in love with Bedard, and I think Bedard's going to win it irregardless, but you never know. But Luke, dude, he has this confidence about him. And it feels like when he has somebody next to him that he knows that he can take that extra risk, where he can take that extra step out, that he kind of flourishes. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, there's a lot of people that are still talking about, oh, they should go get this guy, they should go get that guy. and I was on board with that too. I was saying, oh, maybe we should. But then you think about, and I know somebody was mentioning it before, what Calgary would want for, either of the two defensemen that we've talked about in the past. They're probably going to want a Holtz. They're probably going to want a top pick, and that's true. I think that was Ronaldo that said that in the chat there. And if that, do you want to give up on Holtz right now? Like, as the dude's starting to heat up, I don't.
No way.
I feel like
No way.
I feel like he's going to be a huge asset to this team, especially losing Jack for a while and losing Nico for a while was detrimental to this team. Not only are you losing two of your best players, but you're losing two centermen. So let this team get healthy. Let this team start to really play together as a whole before we really start to hit the panic button. I came damn close to hitting the panic button like a million times where I'm like, this team's exploding. I'm like, we got to do something.
Columbus.
After Columbus.
After Columbus, I was like, what the hell is with this team? And I've been trying to preach patience. It's early yet, but I think I was just frustrated on Friday, and then we were talking about it. We were kind of talking about it on Game Day Live, and it's just like, we had talked about, it's good Columbus was coming in, having broken their streak, but they were a team that the Devils should have beaten, and then all of a sudden here they go losing to Columbus. It's like, is this team going to do anything right this season? That's really what got me, and I was just like, what the hell? And then Saturday happens, and it's like, whoa, who the hell is this team? A 4 spot in the first period? Usually it's us going down, 1, 2, whatever it is in the first period. It's like,
was it 15 out of 19 games? We've been we haven't scored the first goal.
And I think it was on Game Day Live that I was mentioning it, is you play the game so much differently when you're chasing the game versus when you score first. It's a completely different feel on the ice. It's a completely different feel in the crease. It's a completely different feel on the bench. And part of me was starting to wonder if they had gotten so complacent in their ability to come back last year that it just bred this bad habit of just slow starts, whatever, down a goal. But for some reason, we don't have that comeback magic that we had last year. So it's become a problem. And part of that complacency is seems to have and that's the last thing we need come playoff time.
A few things. Number one, I just want to say there's talk about the trade that the Devils made today, and Tyce Thompson got traded to the Islanders. The Icelanders, and he got traded for. Somebody else pronounce the name because I'm going to absolutely butcher it.
Who was it, Bandero or something?
Durandow. I can't pronounce names.
Arnaud Durandow. Or Durando.
That guy, who yes. And also I was going to make this point too. That Stephen was on top of it. This was definitely a move. I feels like that Fitzgerald did for Tyce. Tyce's dad was a part of the Islanders organization up until I believe last year. So he was a longtime part of that organization. I think Tyce played for the junior Islanders when he was growing up. Grew up, I believe, on Island, if I'm not mistaken. So it seemed like it was just a get right move, or not a get right move, but like a do right move by Fitzy to give Thompson, like give him a chance to go play somewhere else and get him some solid ice time. The kid that got back in return used to play in the queue with Timo and Nico, so there's hopefully a little chemistry back there, or that they bring him in for a reason. So it's not I don't think it's a no-nothing move. I just think it's a Fitzy just showing that he's a classy guy kind of move, which he's shown in the past. It's not a huge impact. It doesn't move. It's not. You're not moving money. You're not moving a lot. So it's not like you're dumping salary and clearing space to make some kind of major move. I just think it was just he was doing right by Thompson there.
Good karma move. It's a good karma move.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tyce is a good kid too, by all accounts.
Maybe he's just making it for the teams he's fleeced.
Oh man, getting crushed by
Tice
injuries.
seems
We
to
better
have-
do something good.
Well, I mean, Tice seems to have the injury bug himself, so best of luck to him over there with the Islanders. This just seems to be like an AHL level swap, like you said. Nothing of like really too big importance over here. Was Tice gonna crack the roster? I'm not sure. He might have fallen into that. Who was the defensive prospect? Why can't I think of his name now? Riley Smith. Who got sent, in the off season, who we had this, kind of hopes for, but with Nemec and Luke, just kind of jumped him, and Nolan. Now you have a Nolan Foote, Graham Clark, who seems to be doing a lot better. I think Tice just kind of got passed up a little bit there on the depth chart, and yeah, maybe he'll get a shot over there on Long Island, and if that's where he grew up playing, good for him. And Uncle Lou has been known to do those trades as well. So, yeah. Tom, he'll score on us on Tuesday.
Yeah, probably.
It's
They'll
possible.
bring him up.
They'll bring him up.
Hey,
Yeah, right.
who's your revenge game? And then they do like the typical like, and here he comes and scores his first one of the year, or sometimes first one of his NHL career
Against his old teammates.
Yeah.
Our luck.
By the way,
Just the way
a big
this
shout out
week's
to
going.
Tom. A big shout out to Tom, but I have a question for Tom out there in the YouTube chat. So Tom is in section 5, and I usually see him when I go. And I wasn't at the game yesterday, but I went to the Columbus game the day before. And after the game, my parents were driving home, and they gave me a call, and they're like, "Hey, by the way, somebody told us you're not allowed to come back. You're not allowed to come back and watch your game." My record has not been good at the Rock this year. I do admit that. But I was wondering if that was Tom. Oh yeah. Last year my record was awesome at the Rock, dude. I think I only saw, including playoff games, like 4 losing games, and I went to like maybe like 15 or 16 games last year. So I went to a decent amount. But this year, oof, man, I figured, I actually Googled how do you break a Maloik. And if you know what a Maloik is, it's a curse. I feel like my sporting life is just under this strange Maloik right now. Fantasy football, hockey, Giants football. Who they win a game? Why? I don't know. Why do they need to win? They don't need to win. But not to go off on a football tangent.
That was a test of who could suck less.
That was like, we need a quarterback. No, we need a quarterback. No, we need a quarterback. And the Giants screwed that one up. Just they're like, we're on a 2-game winning streak, and I'm like, you don't need to be, bud. This isn't. Yeah. There's no lottery. You just suck. Just suck. The season's done, dude. But anyways, so going back to the team though, like one of the things that I noticed in yesterday's game, we were talking about like getting off to a hot start and like scoring that goal first and not chasing from behind. And you brought up a 4 shorts guy. Like last year, it felt like they could go into a game and they could go down by a goal. They could go down by 2 or even 3, and they would just figure it out.
We felt confident. We felt comfortable.
And we felt confident. And you were like, oh,
we never felt worried. We never felt worried. This season's totally different.
And I remember we talked about this I think we talked about this on Game Day Live the other day, where was this that arrogance that Eric Hollow was talking about, where like this team would just be like, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll get back into it. Like, and I hate saying this over and over again, but the team was also way healthier last year. And that, I feel like that is the biggest piece to this, right? I'm not making excuses for them, because the guys that were on the ice should have been stepping it up. But at the same time, once this team is fully healthy and you get a good 10-game stretch of them, like as a full unit, maybe they will start coming back and winning those games. Maybe they will start, if they get behind 1 goal or 2 goals, do what they did last year and find a way to win. So I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard to gauge this team. It's like super hard to like read who they are or what they are this year.
Yeah. And, once everyone's back, like you're saying, we'll get a real good view of this team, and then we can really make a true assessment. Because I feel like it's been so hard to make any true assessment on how this team really is, which is why, we haven't seen Fitzy pull off a trade, aside from what was done today. It's been the first 8 games or whatever it was that we saw this full complement, and then now hopefully we're nearing getting this full team back. But then again, it's like it seems like one step forward, 2 steps back sometimes. Now Lazar and Holla are out. We're just getting Jack and Nico. It's like, it's not making an excuse. It's just the reality of sports. Sometimes it's like sometimes you just get injuries, but it's a matter of how you respond to the injuries. I mean, unfortunately, those blue jerks across the river, they responded well to Adam Fox being out. I mean, I know he's not the entire team, but holy crap, he's a big part of it. And those blue jerks just keep winning, and I hate them. I just absolutely hate them.
They keep winning, and we'll talk about what happened in that game yesterday, but in their game.
Jerks.
But we'll talk about that in a minute. Go ahead, Scotty. You looked like you were about to.
I was just going to say, I think I actually confused Brendan Smith and Riley Walsh before. I think I said Riley Smith.
Riley Walsh. You said Riley Smith.
I was talking about. Hey, sorry about that. Little confusion with the D-man over there. And just shouts to JP over here for the Ain't No Holla back girl. Very nicely done. Holla, like Eric Holla. Very nicely done.
Well, they do that. They do that when he scores a goal. I think they do the.
Yes, they do.
They play that song when he scores.
Really, I never even noticed that.
They do that song, and they not as a goal song, but as that little video replay. They do a different one. Like Luke Hughes is I guess Luke Skywalker. Dawson Mercer is sitting on the front of a Ferrari with a bunch of dogs around him. Brat is
it's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Brat is Bratman.
Okay.
Timo Meyer is I love when Timo scores because it's the "Give me fuel, give me fire," which
give me goals from Timo Meyer. Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, and by the way, Tom, you're the man. Every time I see you, buddy, it's always good to see you. But
by the way, Eric Holla says it's undisclosed injury. Lazar is a lower body.
Great.
What a shock!
So he'll be
undisclosed. Hey.
It'll be like Timo Meyer. Like, what happened to Timo? He's day to day. 3 weeks later, boop.
Yeah.
Sucks. Now I don't understand that. And was it Shorts guy? Was it you that said it the other day? Like, why can't they just be forthcoming and just be like, all right, he's got a concussion. He's going to be out for at least 3 weeks. Okay, he busted up his shoulder. He's going to be out for 3 weeks. What is with the secret society crap? We're not in the playoffs. Somebody's not going out on the ice and hunting for his shoulder. I heard Jack hurt his shoulder.
It's not the damn Da Vinci Code over here. I don't want to be over here trying to decipher.
I got something in my eyes. Kill me. Yeah, I don't understand that. What do I look like to you? I got to figure this out like a jigsaw puzzle. What am I, Mr. Jigsaw Puzzle Man? But I think we always divert into that weird Jersey.
We always divert into something. We always divert into some stereotypical North Jersey, some kind of accent situation. Usually Italian. Yeah. Something fell off.
And I tell you what,
or my cousin's got this.
There's a guy out there that's going no way, nobody sounds like this. What are you talking about? Bada boom. You want some double cool? All right, yeah, dude, you sound exactly like that. Let's go Devils. You know how you doing? I got a thing with my cousin, and we're gonna go get that thing with the thing. All right, you just said a whole sentence and you didn't say a single thing, but that's okay. Anyways, yeah, dude, I Holla being out and Lazar being out. Hopefully, it's not going to be long term. Timo Meyer's already starting to skate. He skated before. I think he skated before the Columbus game, if I'm not mistaken.
He's day to day.
He's day to day. He's day to day, which translates in Devil's language to week to week. Week to week means month to month. Month to month, dude's done, broken, maybe dead. So,
sleeping with the fishes.
Hey, I think he's month to month. Oh God, send flowers to his mother. Something's wrong.
Leave
He's
the
got
gun.
those
Take
nice
the
new
cannoli.
cement skates. He's got those cement skates.
Cement
Trying him out at the
skates.
bottom of the river.
Yeah. Oh man, which is where
I don't know. I'm going skating with these new cement types.
yeah. Yeah, the Bauer that's what is it? The Bauer tax. Guess what? We got the CCM cement.
tax. CCM tax.
The CCM cements.
Bauer vapors. CCM tax. Come on, get your
Oh,
gear
the
ready.
CCM tax. That's right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
They'll send
No,
they'll send his jersey back to the team with a fish wrapped in it.
Are we playing? And somebody's like, "Are we playing the Kraken tomorrow? What the hell is this?" No, rest in peace, the Eric Holler. Day to day, week to week. Who knows? You know, who knows?
How many more Godfather references can we make?
I want to meet the team doctor. I want to meet the team doctor. I go in there. I'm like, oh, I got a little cough. He's like, you are now day to day. I'm like, oh God. Oh God. What does that mean? Don't worry. I didn't tell you you're week to week. You're week to week. You better go get a note. You're going to be out of work for a while. Anyways, yeah, it sucks though. Like this team, I feel like here's another question. I appreciate Brendan Smith filling in on that fourth line and playing wing, and it seems like it's a fun little novelty right now. But at the same time, when are some of the young guys going to get a chance to come up here? Like, Chase Stillman is not playing too bad. There's a couple guys in the AHL level that are, I think, maybe ready to take a whack at it up in the NHL level, and especially if it's going to be down in the bottom four. Why not? Why not bring up some of these guys? I mean, you keep hearing about the depth that this team has, and it's like, yeah, we got depth. And it's like, all right, cool. So why aren't we using it?
Yeah. Season. We talked about
We're
it
not
as
far
a
from
plus for this
Utica.
team. No. I mean, it's a hell of a drive, but not that far of a drive. But I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the season, going into the season, like the depth. We that may have been the most commonly spoken word on this podcast was depth and defense in the beginning, and not, and we weren't using those two words together, but we were right on the defensive part. It was going to be shoddy, and it's shoddy, but the depth part, man, were we wrong? Like, we were all singing the praises of this supposed depth we have, and I feel like that we have not seen it.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, yeah. I think we had depth for maybe one or two injuries, but the level of injuries that we got, I don't know if any team could have depth for that. How do you just replace a Nico, a Jack, a Timo?
You don't. Obviously,
it's difficult. Yeah, it's very, very difficult. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that we haven't seen really anyone called up.
Yeah,
from the AHL.
At the same time, we don't want to see these injuries, but that is your opportunity. If you're a younger player and you have a hole in the lineup, that's your opportunity to try to step up and show that you deserve to be in the top 12 or the top 6 or whatever. And I feel like that either A, they haven't given that opportunity, or B, no one sees that opportunity. Like, just, this is your opportunity. You don't get many wide open chances like that in the NHL, on a team that's good. You'll get that opportunity on a team that sucks. You'll get that opportunity on a team like Arizona. You get that opportunity on a team like, even though they just beat us, Columbus, especially come March and April. If you're sellers at the trade deadline, those are not the opportunities you want, but you take what you can get. This was a chance for for anyone to cement their place to be like, let me make it hard for them to send me back down or to not include me in the top 12. I don't know. But again, we've got Jack back, we've got Nico back, so here's hoping we don't have to have that conversation very much longer going forward.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking up some, thinking about a few people that they could call up, like, I don't know, Graham Clark, Nolan Foote. There's a couple of names that pop off. Although on
Foote is still injured.
Is he still injured? On Utica's website, they still have Riley Walsh on a team. So that's interesting. But yeah, there's a couple guys that they could easily call up, and what drives me nuts is like, if this trade that they just made, is this kid, is he going to sniff the lineup, or is that just like we talked about before, like just a move to make the move to help out Tice Thompson and just be do good by him or earn karma points like Shorts guy brought up? Like there's these the Brendan Smith thing is going to help for a little bit, but now if you have an actual injury to Lazar and you have, which also sucks because Lazar was playing really well in where the Devils were spinning out of control, one of the bright spots was Curtis Lazar. So they just need to, I don't know, man, they need to bring up somebody. He's a poor man's Peter Harold. That's good.
That's a name I haven't heard in forever.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and it's safe to say Lazar is potentially having a career season, and see him get hurt in the midst of for what him is a career season. It sucks. But there's an injury bug going around, and this is really if we get a couple more injuries, this is really where you have to start looking at. All right, is the strength and conditioning coach really not doing much, or is there something that they need to change on the back end? I'm serious. I'm serious.
No, it's true.
If we're starting to get injuries like this, that are not, hockey injuries or what have you. I mean, who the hell knows what injuries they are, since it's just UBIs or LBIs. At some point you start looking at what the team's doing on the back end there. It's like, are they conditioning properly? Are they over conditioning? Like, who knows?
I think they have the old Mets strength coach from the Wilpon era, where everybody got hurt every single year. So everybody, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, right now, I'm just looking at the the Utica team over here. I mean, I know we brought in Shane Bowers, but I don't think he was. I don't know how much he's really going to do. But yeah, Graham Clark, Chase Stillman, Josh.
Who was that one player that I think Scotty, you sent us about? That was in Utica.
Samuel Laberge or something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that's just more depth as well.
Okay.
But
depth. You said that word before.
Yeah.
Depth.
But I think I think a big
Utica.
one is,
I would like
football. The football pairing would be fantastic, but everybody would be like, yeah, like a football, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're not thinking of like kicking somebody in the nuts. All right, I get it. Like football, I got it. Okay, yeah, like a football. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hopefully. Very
feet.
nicely done. I didn't even get that at first. Yeah. Cal is still down there. I mean, as far as I know, I think Nolan is still injured. I don't think he's like come back into the lineup for. I know he got sent down, but I don't think he's played yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's played yet. Yeah. So whatever happened to him, because I'm not even sure. I think it was just UBI. Again, Da Vinci Code decipher.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, he hasn't played at all this season yet. We're almost a quarter of the way through here, going into December. Season starts in early October, and he still hasn't played a game yet. I mean, it's something serious, whatever the hell it is. So
Tom said he's on IR.
Is he on IR? Okay. I'll look on Cap Friendly over here and see.
Switching gears just a little bit, and it was something that I saw brought up in the YouTube chat, which, by the way, everybody out there on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere, Twitter or X's, whatever the hell it's called, thank you for listening. Thank you for always chiming in. Sorry if we can't get to everything. We try our best to try to keep up with all the comments, but something I know a lot of fans, not just Devil fans, but fans out in the NHL are wondering is, how is it that Marc-Andre Fleury gets a $5,000 fine for wearing a mask that honors his
that was the threat. That was the threat. I think the league backed off of
I
that.
thought they followed through with it. I'm only better.
I don't know if they followed through, but yeah, continue. Sorry.
So let's say they did follow through with that, or even if they didn't, the fact that they were threatening him
Just
with
the
a
threat alone.
$5,000
Just the
fine,
threat alone is stupid.
which is stupid. The whole we won't get into this. That's another conversation for another day. Maybe like on a All-Star weekend or something like that. We can discuss how the finer points of the NHL really screwing the pooch and not letting these warm-out jerseys and all these things happen.
We got to do a mass pod with the Hot Pod boys because it'll really get pretty good.
We will. Yeah, we have, and I have a lot to say about that too. I think it's so stupid. I think the NHL, every time they do something good, they take 1,000 steps backwards because whoever's in charge of the marketing department up there, look, well, I got a great idea. Let's do everything stupid, and then they do everything stupid. and Gary Bettman's like, "What'd you say? Something stupid? What are you stupid? All right, I love it. I love it. Come on, let's go." And they get in a little
everything
tiny
stupid
car.
fell off the back of the truck too. Everything stupid fell off the back of the truck.
And they spin around in this tiny little car and they just do stupid things. A bunch of stupid morons. Anyways,
the Benny Hill music plays in the background.
I was just gonna say that, yeah.
And then
everything's in black and white and sped up a little bit, you know.
And somebody's standing there and they're
office.
Like, yeah, they're
That's
like,
the
"Where
NHL
is that music coming from?" And somebody's like, "He has it piped in here like 24/7. Otherwise, he can't think." He's like, he's got to hear stupid music, otherwise he doesn't know what's going on. It's like the little monkey with the cymbals in Homer Simpson's brain. That's what it looks like. Anyways,
the bear riding the. Oh man, yeah, forget it.
Who's driving
exactly
car? Bear drives car. That's something completely different. The Clerks cartoons. You want to talk about good cartoon? The Clerks cartoon.
The bear driving the car is what Homer thought the ballet was.
But anyways, so stupidness aside,
this is ballet.
Yeah, this is ballet. We'll talk about that again. But they did or were going to fine him $5,000, which I think is ridiculous. And then we have the wonderful, and I use that term sarcastically as hell, captain of the blue people across the river.
Blue jerks.
Takes his stick and swings it at someone's head and actually contacts their head. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll look at that. That's like a $5,000 fine." The fact that Trouba has been running amok this year, more so than ever. I feel like this year he's like the bully on the playground that nobody's checked. Nobody's gone out there and like put their finger in his chest and said, "You know what? I can't say what I was about to say." But you get what I'm saying. You understand the gist. I almost did. But point being is like nobody's going to hold this dude accountable. And not even the NHL is going to hold him accountable. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if there's still like if there's still something going on, if there's an quote unquote investigation, which I don't know what you need to investigate, considering you could just go back to the replay and be like, "Oh yeah, he clearly waxed the dude right in the side of the head with his stick as hard as he can." No, sure, yeah, we'll launch a full investigation. It's a joke. Player safety in this league is a joke, along with marketing is a joke. There's a lot of things in this league that are a joke. But what happened in that game, and it's not, he could be on any team, dude. Even if he was a Devil, I would have a lot to say about that. That is crazy that he was allowed to hit that dude in the head. And if you remember, who the hell was it? Did that to? I think it was Donald Brashear was the one that got hit in the head. Who the hell hit him in the head? McSorley, yeah. McSorley got 22 games for that. He got like 22 games for that. So if they're going to just slap him on the wrist and be like, we fined him the allowable amount, go screw with this allowable amount. Because maybe if you start hurting these guys a little bit more in the pocket, maybe they won't do stupid things like this.
Well, that's also on the NHLPA too, because that's the highest allowable fine that they can do. And I think that the whole thing with Marc-Andre Fleury is just stupid. That's just flat out stupid. What happened with Trouba is completely unsafe. And this whole player safety thing, it's like like I was saying before before we started, like who's fighting for the safety of Frederick or whatever his name was from Boston. You watch it. you watch it, and Trouba is coming off. He is off balance, but there is still accountability for your body and your stick as you're going
And your stick.
off balance to a degree. If you completely fall backwards and you go bottom over tea kettle and you flail, sometimes it's unavoidable. But I just watched that again, and yeah, he's falling off balance. Sammy will get to you in a moment, but it almost seems like he kind of like leans into that as well. Like, God forbid he hit him in the face. God forbid he hit him in the face. First is the regular helmet. And the fact that the worst part of all of that, there was no call on the ice. Nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
And the ref is standing right there, like 5 feet away from it, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
literally standing right there.
But they preach head contact, and all they want to keep. It's like, holy crap. Like, Sammy, you had your hand up. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah, I did a little research. I can explain the player safety. You ask who runs it. It's a Del Barton grad, George Paros.
So where's the safety for the player that's hit? That's what I would.
I guess you didn't get that joke. All right, whatever.
I got it. I like how he disappears. I like he was like,
yeah, he's angry,
and I'm out.
Yeah.
I listen. I don't think. Do I think he intentionally tried to hit him in the face? No. Do I think he tried to swing it baseball style and give him a whack? Yes. And it did happen to go. Yep. And it did happen to go too high because he was off balance, which means you are not being responsible with your stick, and you are responsible for your stick. The fact that the league has only fined him $5,000, is I get it. That's the only thing that they can do, but I truly think there should have been a suspension. Maybe not 22 games like McSorley, but 5 games. You need to
McSorley was a hell of a lot different. McSorley was way different.
But Niedermeyer
not way different, but it was.
Niedermeyer got 10 back in 2000 for the Peter Worrell, where it's just like that. Didn't hurt the guy, and it's just the inconsistencies of it all, and a lot of Ranger fans are blaming the victim on this. Apparently, they're saying, he
lost his balance.
Yeah,
dude, don't be stupid. The thing that pisses me off, and we've had goons on our team. We had Claude Lemieux. We had, plenty of guys, even like Clarkson at points. Like, we have guys that are like cross the line, and you turn it the other way, and you're like, whatever. But there's something about somebody that is constantly doing something reckless, constantly raising his elbows when he hits people or to make contact with their head, constantly doing things that are unsafe to other people, other players on the ice. And no, this is not us bitching and complaining, because if you ask any other fan base in the entire NHL that watches this douchebag play, they have the same opinion. There's just certain people out there that play completely unsafe. And they do, and they go. He's a bully, dude. He goes around and he could do whatever he wants. He could do whatever he wants right now until somebody sits him down, and I mean really sits him down. He's gonna keep doing it. Look at when the Devils played the Rangers the other day. Like, who is it? Nosek that he just smashed next to the goal.
He forearmed him in the head. I hated that. That was a completely dirty hit. If you watch the replay again, you see his arm completely come up like this and knock Nosek right in the face with his forearm. The hits on McLeod, I thought, were clean. They were shoulder to shoulder. But the one on Nosek was a dirty friggin' hit, and he didn't even get called for it. And that's contact to the head right there.
That's why we have Brendan Smith at forward right now. So you have some deflitics up there. Maybe that's
gonna have to.
So here's a question: is Trouba the new Marchand?
Even Marchand was never this dirty. He was dirty in certain ways, and he was just like a scummy player, and he would do stupid stuff to antagonize the other team. But do you remember Marchand ever going after somebody's head the way that Trouba does on a consistent basis?
No, you got to
Marcus Johansson.
Okay, first of all, Johansson had his head down and he came across and he leaned over and got him. Yes, I agree. Yes. Could he have avoided Johansson in that situation? 1,000%. Was that like maybe the second or third time that it happened? Yeah. But then the dude's game clean. It's not clean, but it definitely is not on the same level as Trouba. I'm sorry. There's maybe some dude that's on the fourth line in some team that's like a dirty player like this, but this is the captain of the New York Rangers that's constantly going out there and taking runs at dudes. Whatever. And then we're going to be accused. Oh, you guys are whining. You guys are crying. You know what?
Oh, someone's got to step to him.
Yeah.
And
Someone
nail
does.
him. And I don't know who it's going to be on the Devils, but yeah, Brendan Smith, Kevin Ball.
It doesn't matter for us because
looking at you guys, yeah, it does. It's just someone.
we won't see them again until
Someone's
March.
gotta do
We don't get them again until March, so someone's got to do it
Mm.
sooner rather than later. And maybe Marchand will do something next time the Bruins and the Rangers play.
I would venture to think
Or
that there's going to
maybe
be
that'll
some
be it.
retribution next time the Bruins, they play.
Fredrickson's a tough kid too. He'll throw down too. He fights. So I wouldn't be shocked if he goes after him. But
Maybe Tom Wilson will go after him. And I'm looking at the
Mhm.
Rangers schedule, but they do play Toronto December 12th. Maybe someone on, maybe what's his name from Toronto will step into him.
Tom Wilson did single-handedly destroy that franchise in 15 seconds like 3 years ago. So maybe
Tom
he'll do
Wilson.
it again.
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah,
that be
maybe-
wonderful? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Do we start a GoFundMe for Tom Wilson's $5,000 fine?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
$5,000.
They're like the
Someone's
fastest
gotta go-
GoFundMe in the history of the world. This one was filled up in like 2.5 minutes.
Oh, that's too good. Too good.
It'll be like this will turn into like in Slapshot when they put a bounty on the head of McCracken on the radio.
Oh man, could you imagine somebody doing that nowadays? Oh, the uproar in this society, in this very soft, Charmin-like society we live in. Everybody
I
be,
could see.
Oh,
I
I
could
can't
see.
believe
I
they
could
did
see
that.
Matthew Tkachuk doing that. Matthew Tkachuk would absolutely do that.
He
Matthew
would be.
Tkachuk
There would be.
would put a bounty on someone's head.
And there would be a Sports Center, 3-hour special on how, Matthew Tkachuk's bad for hockey and blah, 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 blah. Dude, maybe some of these dudes need to be held accountable. When you let people run amok out there and there's nobody to answer the bell, this is the kind of tomfoolery you get. A
Bring
bunch of knuckleheads.
bring back fighters, bring back fighting. Well, not the fighting,
Oh.
but make fighting more prevalent.
Sam just brought up a great point. Thank you, Sam, because I was at this game and I was screaming at the top of my lungs. At first, he was like, talk about the face-off. And I was like, you want to talk about that Nicolas Cage vehicle? All right, we'll talk about that Nicolas Cage vehicle and how I want to take his face. I want to take the whole face off. Anyways, how Michael McLeod got kicked out of the face-off circle in the Blue Jackets game. And I forget who he's going against, but basically was cheating in the face-off circle, and they didn't kick him out. And then they wait, and then the referee was like, "Oh, come on, get yourself together. Here it is.
Here we go.
No, it's the blurriest video of all time, but that's all right.
Mike McLeod's out.
So that guy in the black
fine,
jersey, that
whatever.
blob that just got kicked out, and now some
For
other
those listening or
fuzzy.
watching a video.
Yeah.
Out. Ref.
Oh wait, he kicked him out. He
No
kicked him
way.
out. Kicked him out again. Kicked him out again, and now he's going. Nope.
That's
you
on the
can stay.
linesman.
What
That's
the hell
on the
is
linesman.
that?
That's on the linesman.
What is that?
That's absolutely on the linesman. And at that point, maybe assess the guy a delayed game penalty for not listening.
But how does
It's
he?
That's on the linesman.
The officiating in the NHL. What happened? What happened?
Billy Dean said it today in another group chat that I'm in with him. Best sport, worst league.
That's a good
And
way to put it.
obviously not skill wise worst league, but not skill wise worst
Run.
league, which is right now
Run.
the
Worst run league.
league Yeah, best
Yeah.
sport, worst run league. It's
Tell
not far
Billy
off.
Dean, I second that.
Yeah, no, and I
third that.
guarantee
I think anybody would.
I guarantee if you want extended discussion about this Trouba thing tomorrow, tune in a hot pot at 8:00 tomorrow night and watch us pontificate about this. Billy Dean's actually a logical. Billy Dean's actually a logical Rangers fan. He actually believes that one, there should have been a call on the ice at least, and two, that Trouba should definitely get more than just a fine. He's not one of those dirtbag Ranger fans. It's like, it was nothing. That's why you wear a helmet. I did see someone say that today. I did see someone comment on something today. Well, isn't that why they wear helmets? It's like, oh my god, are you a moron?
And I bet you their avatar was like them in a Sean Avery jersey.
I have no
Like
idea.
with a Prada purse on her shoulder.
Speaking of another nut job, my God.
Yeah.
However,
hate that.
he brought some entertainment to the league. That's for sure.
Well,
I don't know what kind of entertainment it was, but it was entertainment.
yeah. It wasn't my type of entertainment, but either way. Except for when David Clarkson was pounding him on the ice. But either way, I guess we should start wrapping up here because we're over our hour marker, and we should head into some final thoughts for this show. And yeah, man, for me, I'm excited about the opportunities of this team getting healthy.
Mm-hmm.
We've been suffering the past 2 or 3 weeks without Nico, without Jack, without Timo. Now Lazar's going down. Now Hall is going down. Seems to be the injury bug is all over. And by the way, I checked. Nolan Foote he was on the IR from the start of the season, and so is Brian. Was it Halloran? That other.
The dude from Clerks.
Yeah.
Brian Halloran, the guy from Clerks. All right. Dante's on the IR. Oh my God. I guess he didn't want to be there today. Anyways.
Woo!
But just
sure you were open.
Super chat.
I'll just reiterate what I said earlier, that I really appreciate Nico Hischier a lot more after seeing the way this team was crumbling, and one guy come back and the team seemed to be completely revitalized again. And the defensive holes that were popping up left and right suddenly got closed up. And I know, Buffalo Sabres, not the best team. But as I said, this wasn't the 2-1. We barely just got by. This was a 7-2 domination. The way it should be. Yeah. So be thankful for your captain. Because I always see people out there, Nico, number one pick. Oh. Yeah, he's a complete player. And Absolutely. He makes this team that much. Yes, exactly. Not in the league either, by the way. Yes. So we made the right choice. And, there's more to hockey than just scoring. And Nico Hischier is a great example of that. And I hope he does continue to play this well defensively and he gets that Selke trophy this year. But I am really, really appreciative for what Nico brings in that 200-foot game.
Yeah. By the way, I want to say the DBA or the BDA. Sorry. Thank you for the super chat, bud. And it says the great Woostradamus predicted Holtz's success. But if you remember, according to Sam Wu, Alexander Holtz is going to be the next Alexander Ovechkin.
Surpass him.
Surpass him today. And saying that the GM is messing up this team, I forget who said that. Ben, I think I didn't see their name. But somebody was saying that the GM messed up the team. No, bud. Benjamin Maple, the GM ruined the team, got rid of 5 vets and didn't replace anyone and got rid of our prospects and bad contracts. Disagree thoroughly with that comment, but that's for another day. I will say, dude, Scotty, I agree with everything that you're saying. Get this team healthy. Nico makes a huge difference to this team. Having all your centers makes a huge difference to this team. Hopefully we get the injury bug done with early in the year, and this team gets healthier and stronger as the year goes on. and we get into the playoffs, and we're one of those teams that's thriving because we already got rid of the injuries at the beginning of the year. I also want to say this new fancy hat that I got at the team store. I have a feeling, I keep getting this inclination that the Devils are going to do something very similar to this for their outdoor game. I feel like it's going to be just that, the logo without the ring around it, and it's going to be very, very modern. I dig this, man. If you don't like this look,
now. No,
I know. I've already started.
I'm exasperated because I'm going to start saving my monies now so I can buy one of those jerseys.
You mean the black jersey that everyone wanted that they didn't give us 2 years ago?
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it will be. Maybe it will be. But oh god, that'd be sick.
Maybe finally.
But anyways, listen, get healthy. They got 2 big games coming up this week. They have 3. They have a back-to-back this week too, so they have 3 games: Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I believe. And just keep start winning games, start putting it together, and just get this going in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna third everything about Nico being back because it's just he was an instant impact on this team yesterday. And aside from everything you guys said, we scored first. It was amazing. We scored first, and we scored often. When this team has this capability to do it, and we need to do it more often. So continue to score first, and I assure you things will be better. And I'm also really happy Nico's back, as we said. Yes.
Welcome back, Captain. It's like that moment from Avengers, and they're like, "Welcome back, Cap." Sam, to answer your question, probably.
Yes.
And then it's silence because Sam texted that and he didn't say anything. So sorry for that. Go ahead, Sam. What's your final thought?
Thank you to was it BDA, the BDA? I don't know what that stands for. I like it when I get congratulated for my knowledge of hockey, which is very rare, these days.
But your knowledge of food is on point.
Well, yeah, I've got
healthy
some
food, salads.
Yeah, I actually visited the BMW lounge.
Look at the amount of chicken tenders on that plate.
That was
I see vegetables. I see fruit and vegetables.
Yeah.
I see fruit and vegetables there.
Paul Marino took that picture. Thank you, Paul. Invited me over, and we had some beefalytics talk before the game. We had lunch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that steak on a stone? Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Oof.
Taste of pork.
Look at that marbled.
Yeah.
That was one hell of a salad you had on that stone there.
Seriously, that was a true Sam salad.
Well, I didn't actually get a great picture, but that was part of the picture.
Some would say that's
salad
rare,
on top of that salad.
It's a salad.
Final thoughts. I underestimated Nico Hischier and his leadership. It was just a different vibe, a different team. Last night, I know that they played the Buffalo Sabres. They chased out Comrie, and it was just a relief, a huge relief that they finally got that win. They're getting healthier. But they've got their challenges this upcoming week. They got the Islanders coming in on Tuesday, and then they got the Flyers on Thursday, I believe. And who are they playing on Friday? San Jose?
Friday. We're in December. San Jose, yes.
Yeah.
San Jose.
So, and those back-to-back
They better
games,
smoke Mac Black, dude.
Yeah,
They don't let Mac Black come in this building and look like an all-star. Please, for the love of God.
Yeah, that'll be bad. That'll be real bad.
He'll go down in the second period, so don't worry about it. But anyway, so it's just, those back-to-back games, but it's good to see the Devils winning on the second half of that back-to-back after losing to the BJs on Friday. So, we'll see what happens. Tom Fitzgerald is going to monitor, any kind of trade situation or whatnot, but I'm pretty hopeful, and I hope you keep it here. And also,
I'll stay away, Tom.
actually, I got the wrong graphic up. Whoops. We're
Is it
past
more Sam
November
salad?
18th. No, we're past November 18th. Anyway, so yeah, and the Ant Crew Brew is it's selling well. Thank you to everybody.
Yeah,
Good
thank you
American
to everyone that's
whiskey.
had it. Thank you again to Brian for brewing us a beer. It's been great. Scotty, I assure you it's great, and I can't wait for you to try it when you're out here on the East Coast.
Absolutely.
And we'll have to have more than a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just one last thing. Also, we're coming out with our Ant Crew Brew promotional schedule. We'll be traveling, definitely traveling, so we'll have that out later this week. So I just want to let you guys know about we are going to have a tailgate on February 17th. People have asked
Can't
us.
wait. Can't wait.
So we're putting the finishing touches to that plan and where we're going to be and what we're going to be doing and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm trying to find that button that I normally push to cue us out. I can't find it. Oh, here we go. It always gets lost.
We just,
There we go. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Great podcast. Putting the podcast up at midnight. Till next time, let's go Devils.